Welcome to Storytime at the Roo Bus, a weekly podcast about the Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival. I'm your host, Sharla.
And I'm Daniel, and over there is Ricky the cat. He might be chiming in a little bit.
Did you know that we are right around a month to go before Bonnaroo? In a couple days, it'll be about a month exactly.
Yeah, just a little over a month. I have been outside working on the bus, getting everything ready, organizing everything inside. We're practically ready to go on that end. I'm just kind of picking at it.
We still have to put the couch in there.
Yeah, we got to do that. I don't think that's going to be very hard. It's going to take me and you in Brooklyn to move it out of your room into the bus, but I measured it. It can be done.
I don't know if I'm ready. Every year I say that I'm not going to do anything the next year. I'm just going to do like a low key, like a chill Bonnaroo, not going to do any activities. And then like about 2 or 3 months will go by and I just add more and more and more and more things that I want to do.
It's crazy how fast the first half of the year goes by when you're looking forward to Bonnaroo. Like, we get the lineup in January, and then you think like, oh, this is fun. I'll listen to this for a while, and all of a sudden, boom, it's May.
Right.
You know, that's how it felt this year.
It's so wild.
I'm actually a little ahead of schedule. Actually, like way ahead of schedule. The bus is ready to go. We have already got our bin about half full of the food that we want.
Yeah.
I've gotten the bus loaded up. So thanks to our Patreons, we'll talk about this later, but our wristbands came in.
They did, yes.
Yeah, I loaded that in. We have 420 rainbow wristbands. The number was kind of sort of on purpose. It just happened to come out that way. We'll be handing that out at our big party. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, I've loaded a lot of things in there. A lot of stuff that we need for our group camp, things that me and you need, like our costume things. Your Space Woman helmet is up in there. The Ricky totem is up in there. I need to get some new batteries for it. That's one of the last things I need to do.
Space Woman?
Yeah.
Space Woman? It is an astronaut.
Oh, excuse me. I should know that.
Yes, Space Woman, please.
Well, okay. Yeah, point taken.
Astronaut.
Point taken. I should know that. While we're talking about those kind of things, do you want to talk about the events that we have planned this year?
I do want to talk about the events.
Last week's episode was a bit of a whirlwind, and we meant to talk about this. And actually, last week we forgot to thank our Patreons. So we'll do that again this week.
Oh, my goodness.
Did. Last week was crazy. But this is a jam-packed episode. We have a call with some of the people in our group, and we have a call with the winner of our ticket giveaway. We will get to that in just a little bit.
I'm so excited.
But we want to talk about a few things first. Let's talk about our schedule of events. We neglected to talk about that last week. We announced that about 2 weeks ago. So these are on Tuesday and Wednesday. I saw people talking in your Reddit thread about some of the pre-gaming events. We're hosting some of the big ones. So if you are coming in Tuesday, Sharla, can you tell everybody what to expect?
Sure, absolutely. So on Tuesday at 3 p.m., we've got Catlow and Friends. So that's what, a beta.
Yeah, butt to butt. Yeah, that one is one of my pet projects. That is going to feature a lot of Renegade Campground DJs. We're going to have quite a few. We've had a lot of people sign up. Those of you that did, I think we're going to narrow it down to the finalists. I think we're going to kind of give it to a group vote. On our Discord to keep it fair, because some of them are people that I know. But yeah, that will be a lot of campground DJs, Vinyl, and myself as Catlow. So come down for that. That'll be a couple hours long. We're going to try to get in as many as we can, and if we can get away with it, I'm going to make it an in the round thing, like what Skrillex has been doing lately.
That would be so.
I think we can do it. But what else is going on Tuesday?
So we've got at 7 p.m. we've got Welcome to Roo.
So that is the thing that is mainly for rookies, but we're going to record an episode of this podcast live.
Yes, a live podcast recording, and I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, if you're there, we'll put you on the podcast. So if you are a rookie, or if you have someone in your crew that is coming to Roo for the first time, if you're there on Tuesday, make sure they come to that. We're going to talk about tips and tricks for what you should do at Roo. Like, we'll talk about the traditions and some of the hacks and things like that.
Last year, we did a podcast from Roo, but it was more, we just kind of walked around with a microphone, just kind of recorded here and there. Oh, it was fantastic. It's one of my favorite episodes that we've ever done, but this one is going to be more just recorded right there. I'm taking it.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to record 2 episodes at Bonnaroo. So we'll record that one live. It will require minimal editing on our on our end. And yeah, fair warning, that one will be a little crazy. I'm going to try to publish that Wednesday if we have good Wi-Fi so people can listen if they are driving in a little late.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And then we'll do the one like we did last year. We'll just record bits and pieces throughout the weekend and then piece it all together when we get home.
That'll be great.
Yeah. But more on that later. Tell them about the last thing on Tuesday.
So the last thing at midnight, Mitchell.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Mitchell will be on the schedule. It basically is a late night variety / comedy show. We hand him a mic and just let him go. Trust us, be there. He is the funniest person at Bonnaroo.
Do not want to miss Mitchell.
This used to be kind of an unofficial event that Rhetoric would host, and they would just say, hey, come watch Mitchell howl at the moon at midnight.
Yep.
But now we give him a mic, and I think it will be on the schedule that is coming out. We'll talk about that in a moment.
You want to go see Mitchell.
Please be there. Be amused and bewildered by Mitchell. 12 a.m. on Tuesday.
Yep.
Tell us about what's happening on Wednesday. That's our big day.
So Wednesday at 1 p.m., we've got Bonnaroo Trivia hosted by Sharla. That's me.
Yeah, that's you, clearly.
Yes.
You want to give any hints?
I've said this in previous podcasts, but I would look back on especially our Twitter account. I would look back around Christmas and we put out a Bonnaroo word search. I would look at that. There's going to be some clues for your trivia in that. But it's going to be just simple pub style trivia. So get gearing up with your trivia team. Probably around 8 to 10 people on each team. No more than 8 to 10 people. I mean, you can have less. But just general pub style trivia, just like they would do it in a restaurant, a bar, whatever. And it'll just be, probably about, maybe 10 or so rounds. I really haven't planned the whole thing out yet.
You got to get to work.
I know. I've got the questions written, but anyways, it'll be just the history of Bonnaroo, essentially. And we've got some really cool prizes for the winners. So hope you guys come out for that, definitely.
Yeah, please do. That's going to be fun. I have heard from the people working at Bonnaroo, they're very excited about that. Apparently that is something that they've wanted to do for some time. They're glad that you're doing it, Charlotte.
Oh, I'm very, very excited about it. So definitely study up. You can read the Bonnaroo website, read all the Bonnaroo Wikipedias, and there's a Bonnaroo book from years and years ago that you can check out as well, because it's going to come from everywhere. Also, there's a lot of message boards out there, a lot of group things on Facebook that you can, a lot of Facebook groups you can look at. So check around the internet.
So I guess a Bonnaroo veteran is going to have a little bit of an advantage with this.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, next up, this is the big one. Can you tell them what starts at 3 p.m.?
3 p.m. All I can say is I would go to Where in the Woods at 3 if I were you.
Yeah, you should probably go to Where in the Woods.
I'd go to Where in the Woods at 3 o'clock.
So Bonnaroo is giving us the run of the place from 3 to 5 p.m. at Where in the Woods. The rumors that you have heard are true. I can say that. My hands are tied with what I can say on something recorded like this, but if you've been paying attention, you know exactly what's going down. This has been my huge goal for years. I'm so excited it's finally happening. Please be there. The lovely and amazing Pondo is going to be our MC there.
Oh, I'm so excited for Pondo.
So please be there early because before we have our guest playing for us, Pondo is going to have a couple of things for us. I think we will have a couple of presentations before that thing, person
we've got something
happens.
Really exciting planned. So be there early. You'll want to be there early for something.
Yes.
That we cannot say right now.
Can't say, but you've probably heard, and yes, you heard right. And after that happens, we will be hosting the amazing Wanda back at the bus. So
yes, at round 6. Wanda is coming to play at the bus.
So come hang with us. We'll have a little parade from Where in the Woods back to the bus. That show with You Know Who will be over at 5. So got about an hour to make it back to the bus. And Wanda and her whole band will be playing. Bonnaroo has been amazing to get them some artist passes. They will be playing at the band. Please come see her. She is about to blow up and be a huge act. It will not shock me at all to see her on the actual lineup on Thursday last year. I really think that could possibly happen.
Absolutely. She is absolutely about to blow up. Yeah. She is amazing. For Where in the Woods, come early and stay late. Is the tips that I can give you right there. Come early, stay late, and then go see Wanda because she is going to be the next big thing.
Yeah, please do. After Wanda is done, you got to go wander around and go to the House of Yes. I mean, that's unofficial. I just want to go look.
So, y'all remember that time that Adele played in a tent?
No, I was not there. Well, no one was there.
No one was there. But y'all are going to say, oh, does anybody remember that time Wanda played a bus in the campgrounds?
Yeah, that's going to be
y'all.
Yeah, please come see her. Look her up on Spotify. I have described her as kind of like a different version of Boy Genius or something like that.
That's a good, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a very good
comparison. I think you can find her listed under Wanda Band, maybe?
Yeah, Wanda Band, that's right. So, yeah, that's our events. Check our Instagram or Twitter. There is a schedule there. And a little birdie tells me that you will see most of those events on a official schedule very soon, according to Rufus and some other sources. In fact, you may be looking at the schedule by the time that you hear this. We'll talk about it next week, hopefully. Charlotte, we did have another piece of info drop about the Super Jam. And one artist in particular that I think blew a lot of minds. Do you want to talk about this?
Can we talk about Hanson?
Yes, please. This is something where we didn't know that we wanted it, but now that we see it on the Super Jam lineup, we're like, yes.
Look, all I'm saying is Middle of Nowhere was a bop, and I'm so here for it.
Was Middle of Nowhere the album back in the 90s?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Under a tree, yes.
Everybody knows Mbop, but I don't know like the other.
Okay, so my favorite song from Middle of Nowhere was a song called Where's the Love?
Oh, I do remember that.
Where's the love? It's not enough. It makes the world. Yeah, that song. I loved that song. I liked it better than Mbop.
Ooh, I can't wait to see the schedule to see where this lies. I hope it doesn't conflict with anything.
I'm pretty sure I still have my Hanson CD up in the attic. Yes.
Go find that. Maybe we can get them to sign it.
Ooh.
The others that will be on the Super Jam are the Fearless Flyers, Remy Wolf. Brooklyn was very happy about that. Victor Wooten, Hanson, of course. Jake from Hippocampus, Big Wild. I think that's an underrated add to a Super Jam. Yeah. Sammy Ray from the band that you like, Sammy Ray and the Friends. Danielle Ponder, Robbie Wolfson of Ripe, Sierra Hull, Devin Gilfillian, Wolfpack, and Cody Fry, and more, it says in italics. So maybe there's some other surprise guests.
I feel like there is, because a lot of people were pointing out that normally you don't know who all is on a Super Jam, but it does say "and more" at the end. So I feel like there's going to be definitely some other people come up.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of other people in the lineup that like to make surprise appearances.
Exactly.
You know, something else that I want to address since we're talking about surprise appearances. All right, I don't want to be a downer, but I want everybody to keep their expectations in check when it comes to Dave and the Foo Fighters, because they will be coming to Roo on Sunday, and they have a show just a couple of days prior to that down in Birmingham. So maybe they come up directly from Birmingham after that show to Roo, so they can do some extra things. But keep in mind, the Foo Fighters are going to be at Roo for, a smaller amount of time than the rest of us. So it's very possible that Dave and crew may do something, but keep your expectations in check, because I don't want people thinking, that they can expect the moon with this disco set that they do or anything else.
Well, I think people just need to keep their expectations in check in general.
Oh, yeah. I mean, magic will happen at Bonnaroo, but it's going to be stuff that you never thought of, that you didn't expect.
Yeah.
If you've got it pictured in your mind, I'm going to go into some barn and the Foo Fighters are going to be playing these disco songs. If you're dead set on that, you're likely to be a little disappointed.
I bought a ticket because I thought I'd see the Foo Fighters in a barn somewhere.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that's not possible. I'm just saying keep your expectations in check, please.
I was promised Dolly at the Super Jam.
Yeah. If I recall right, you and Brooklyn were saying that something like that was going to happen.
We were joking.
Yeah, I know.
We were joking.
I know.
But people will take our jokes way too seriously.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's kind of why I want to talk about that. But anyways, we got some other stuff on this episode. We are going to jump to a fun call that we had with some people from Camp Roo Bus with our group, right?
Yes.
We want to talk about that because the deadline for group registration is coming up pretty soon. I think in the next week, right?
May the 19th.
The 19th.
Is the absolute cutoff. You cannot buy a group pass after that.
So you got 7 or 8 days by the time that you hear this.
Yeah. Why did I say yes like that?
I don't know. Whatever. But anyways, we're going to jump to a call with them where we're going to talk about some fun stuff and a little bit about if group is right for you. You want to jump to that?
Yes.
Hey, Sharla, what are your top 3 cheeses?
I'm going to go with a Parmigiano Reggiano.
Parmigiano.
A
what?
Perchiano Romano.
It would help if she knew how to pronounce these cheeses.
And a Stilton.
So these cheeses are so fancy, you don't know how to pronounce them correctly.
I just made all that up. I just Googled it.
Is the sound of when you're chewing on that cheese on how you're trying to pronounce it?
Exactly.
Now wait, we discussed this the other day. You guys were asking my favorite, and I said that one that's kind of got like a smoked bacony taste. Which one is that? Is that Gouda?
Oh.
I think that's smoked Gouda. So smoked Gouda has a little more of like a bacony taste because it's smoked. But I think there's also a different type of cheese. I think there's like a bacon cheese, but it's not as common.
Bacon cheese.
So I'm not exactly sure.
Now, I'll tell you one that I know that Sharla does like. She really pressures me every Valentine's Day to go get a thing of brie. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, but that's not in my top 3.
That's not in the top 3,
no.
Really?
My real top 3 is blue cheese, feta, and like a good queso.
Feta's a good one. Oh, queso. That almost doesn't count because that's something that you get, with chips at the Mexican restaurant.
Well, no, I count it. I think, if you ask for cheese dip, you're getting queso. Mm-hmm. And
so
that absolutely counts in my
JB,
opinion.
I need you to have some on some kind of like pack at Roo to bring with us because we might need it in queso emergency.
Okay, in queso emergency.
No, I'm sorry. I saw that stupid sign on like a Mexican restaurant.
I love it.
Do you know there was like a whole episode of The West Wing about Block of Cheese Day? So I think they brought it back. I know they did that during the Obama administration, but there was like some historic day back in the olden day where they would just put out a big block of cheese out at the White House and people would just come hang out and ask the president questions and give him advice and stuff. But you had to come eat the cheese.
That's interesting.
I mean, this is actual history. I'm probably getting some of the details wrong, but that's an actual thing that happened. Look that up. Big Block of Cheese Day. Great West Wing episode.
That sounds hilarious. I never watched West Wing. I'll probably get into it now and just for that episode.
It's for the cheese episode. All right. We've been playing around about this. We just kind of wanted to screw with everybody. There was a reason that we wanted to start out like this. JB, can you explain a little bit what happened?
Yeah, so we did a group camp call on Tuesday. I think we're recording this on Saturday, so whenever this comes out, it was a few days ago. But with that, the first introduction question came from Stay Wet in our Discord group, and he had said, "What is everyone's top 3 cheeses?" And so we kind of just did that as a whole exercise, kind of to introduce everyone, and it just was a great icebreaker for everyone.
Y'all, I feel like that's how you can really get to know someone, is knowing their favorite cheese. Not their favorite band that they want to see at Bonnaroo, but the cheese that they want to eat.
Well, if it's a string cheese incident, you probably get both.
I've always wondered, what happened at that incident? What was the incident?
We may never know.
Maybe that's the whole point. Charlotte, did you tell JB about the idea that you've had for Bonnaroo?
We talked about it during the call. He said he could get the cheese.
All right, so tell everybody what you've been threatening to do for years.
I've always wanted to bring one of those giant cheese wheels to Bonnaroo and have a cheese cutting.
Yeah?
At Bonnaroo.
And just say, everybody, come to the Roo Bus at 2 o'clock, get some cheese.
Yeah, come to the Roo Bus at such and such time. We'll be cutting a cheese.
Cutting the cheese?
Yeah.
Everybody come see Charlotte cut the cheese?
That's what somebody in the group said.
Someone did say that.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever seen this thing that they do over in the UK once a year where they have a bunch of those giant cheese wheels and they roll them down the hill and there's a big race to go get it and inevitably somebody breaks their leg or something?
I think is it like in Switzerland or something like that? It's like they go up this huge hill and I've seen that. I think
it's in the UK. You would think it would be in Switzerland.
Race years ago. And that's how I first heard about it.
I know about this because that is something that's on my bucket list. I want to do that. I'm probably going to get myself badly injured, but it'd be totally worth it. It's in some little village that's a short drive from where Stonehenge is, I think.
It's in
Charlotte looked it up.
Gloucester, England?
Yeah, another thing that we can't pronounce correctly.
Gloucester, England.
Do we have a hill big enough at Roo where we could roll the cheese down the hill and do this?
Are there any hills at Roo? I don't think
Not really.
No.
I think the biggest hill is probably that VIP hill by the wet stage.
Well, they move that all the time, so...
Oh, they do? Okay,
yeah, we'll never know where it's going to be. All right, so everybody, this is JB. Can you introduce yourself? We've been screwing around a lot, but can you tell everybody where you're from and how many Roos you've been to?
I'm JB. I am from a really small town in Tennessee, kind of just near the Muscle Shoals area, just north of Alabama. I'm in that tri-state Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama area.
Very cool. How many Bonnaroos have you been to?
Last year was my first one, so this will be my second Bonnaroo.
Dude, you already talk like you're a pro at this. And look who just came in. We've got somebody joining us. Miss Chloe is here. I thought she was going to be busy, but she's joining us today.
What up, Chloe?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
We're going great, but you have to tell us your top cheeses.
Okay, yeah, great question. Gouda, top tier. Munster, and I'll probably have to say Cotija. Can't go wrong with a good Cotija cheese.
Now wait, I've never heard of that. What does that taste like?
It's a Mexican cheese. It's kind of like essentially like a Mexican feta. It's a similar texture, kind of like you've probably had it before and might not have known. But it's like that crumbly white cheese that you get on like tacos or something.
Ooh,
well, that's awesome.
So, Chloe, I'm glad you can join us. We had already gone into all of our gossip about cheese. In fact, we're plotting to do the same thing that they do over in the UK, where they rolled the wheel of cheese down a hill and everybody races after it and breaks their necks. We just got to find a good hill over at Roo to do it. Now, wait, I have an idea.
A safe hill with like a close urgent care.
Now, Chloe, I think me and you know exactly where we could do this. Maybe you could, like, take a wrapped thing of cheese and roll it down the big-ass water slide.
There it is.
That's the idea. Actually,
I think that'll work.
No, wait, I actually want to do this now. Because, like, Chloe and I did this. We went to the top of the big-ass water slide, and we raced down. Like, all you would have to do is just get somebody to throw a thing of cheese down and then both go at the same time and try to get the cheese.
There it is. This is the plan. This is the way.
That's a good plan. Isn't like the other? I know last year at the other was kind of divoted down. It feel like that was on a hill. So
a little
if you did
bit.
want to go by like the other, so because it kind of like goes down a little hill. It's not really steep, but if you did want to do that, I mean, you could rave. So I mean, do it in the middle of a rave, and just have a ball of cheese or a wheel of cheese roll down it.
Listen, there will be many things that you can't unsee at that particular field in front of the other. That's where the fabled Runicorn incident happened about 5 years ago.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you've never heard about this?
No, I haven't.
Chloe, have you heard about the Runicorn?
Oh yeah, I love the Runicorn. That's so good.
Okay, well, can you explain what happened to JB?
Yeah, I don't know what set it was during, but essentially, like, you know, those big like dance circles that open up and like people go in them and like are super white about dancing, really cute. Yeah. But all of a sudden the crowd is like gathering around like a tiny toy unicorn that's like really busting a move, and it's amazing. The videos are so good.
Somebody was throwing dollar bills at it.
So funny.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it was during Rez. I want to say 2017 or 18, one of those years.
Sounds about right, yeah.
It was on a Sunday, and people get delirious by that point. Like, they're tired but don't realize that they're tired, and that's when the real craziness starts to come out. All right, guys, so we wanted to get together not just to gossip about cheese and other things, but I also wanted to talk with everybody about, like, what's going on with our group situation. I know there's been a lot of questions popping up on Reddit and some other places about people who are kind of looking to full send into a group at the last minute. So I thought we could talk with a couple of people that are going to be in our group and give them some tips and pointers about, you know, why it might be for them, or maybe if they want to do solo or everything. JB, you've actually been doing a ton for Camp Roo Bus this year. Can you tell us a little bit about like what you have been helping to plan and what we think the group is going to look like?
Yeah, so I have been helping with the carpool situation. So right now when I talked with Daniel and Sharla, I mean we had initially thought it was going to be at around 25, maybe 30 people, and so I was like, okay, yeah, I'll make a form and we'll get that kind of started to kind of see who's all interested and who wants to do it, and it just kind of started growing immensely from there. I believe right now I need to double check the number. I think we're at. Is it that I know we're over 70 people now, so I mean, we've doubled our expectations on what we were going to have for the group this year.
Yeah, we're in the 80s now, I think.
We're in the 80s now?
Yeah, so I'm looking at it, and as of Saturday afternoon on May the 6th, we are currently in 4th place. So Red Roo has 105, Trying to Go to Bed has 96, Duck Sauce is right ahead of us at 83, and Camp Roo Bus is at 81.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, so really we've just grown very, very immensely, and so right now we're just that's really amazing. So right now we're trying to get the just all the carpool situation together because everyone's coming from everywhere around the United States. We have one guy coming from New Hampshire. I'm in state. Other people come. We have one person even coming from Canada. So we have people coming from north, south, east, west. And so just trying to get it organized to where everyone's riding in a carpool.
Yeah, and I had mentioned to everyone, like, I feel like everything is going to be downhill after this point. Getting the carpool situation is a little tricky because Bonnaroo does this thing where you get one car pass per every 3 people. Is that right, Charlotte?
Correct.
Yeah, I know that our buddies in Red Roo have dealt with that before. It has been a little tricky, so I am very thankful that you've been helping us out with that, JB. In fact, he even put together like a form on Google Sheets where we could have this all, worked out so everybody knows, where everybody's coming from and everything. We had Chloe on there. She's coming all the way down from Iowa. How far is that drive? How long does it take from your house, Chloe?
Google Maps says 10 hours, but it's usually around 12 with construction and stuff like that. But it's not too bad. It goes by pretty quick.
Okay. So, Chloe, I'm going to put you on the spot here. What would you think your advice would be for somebody that's on the fence about doing group camping as opposed to, just soloing it? Like, what kind of factored into your decision, and what do you think, the factors are that other people should consider?
Well, in my previous years at Bonnaroo, I think all but 1 year, we've done, pretty small groups, groups of, 8 or less. So I'm just used to having just a smaller group of people. But when we went last year and, since 2019, we had all those, in between years where you just get to know more people in the community before you meet them in person.
Yeah.
Last year I was just so bummed to not be able to spend more time with everyone. So when you guys started talking about, putting this group together, I'm like, this is perfect. This will help accomplish so many of those things, seeing people more, just being able to spend time with those people. So that was a huge draw for me to get involved with group. But I also think if it's just something you're considering in general, I think probably the biggest selling point would just be the resources. If you're going by yourself, you have to bring everything for yourself, your easy up and all your food and your clothes. You're just really kind of an island, you're doing everything on your own. But if you're in a group, it's you can rely on each other. If I forget something, I bet someone in our group is going to have it, or vice versa. So I think that's a huge draw. And it's also you're never without a friend.
Yeah, exactly.
It's awesome to experience the farm on your own. That's great. But if you're not comfortable or you're not there yet, then there's always someone who will go with you to something or go see a show or do an activity. And I think that's huge too. And it can also be really helpful if it's your first or second year, if you feel unsure of the farm, it's great to have kind of a Roo big sibling. So those were the big draws for me.
Ooh, I love that, especially that last thing, having kind of a mentor at Bonnaroo to show you around and everything. I think that's something that all of us who are veterans have to kind of put some thought into, because let's face it, we kind of have to pass this on to the next generation a little bit and teach them the traditions, what it means when everybody's singing the stupid Bismarcky song, and why you should avoid the bees in certain places,
Really scary. Yeah, just being safe.
It's a horrible situation. You really need to watch out for those bees, I swear. But
Absolutely.
But yeah, you're right, Chloe. I'll be honest. I've seen so many great concerts at Roo over the past 10 years, but some of my favorite moments are just hanging out and having people come and go and just shooting the shit a little bit,
Absolutely. Totally agreed.
JB, what would some of your advice be for somebody that's on the fence and thinking about doing group?
So yeah, I think group's just a really great opportunity also to just meet new people. Because this last year was my first Roo, and just meeting some people around who was camping with me was fantastic. But also with a group, just you're kind of getting to know them a little beforehand as well. And so if you're kind of concerned about safety and all that, it's more. I think you're gonna be safe no matter what. But also just talking, you're able to talk with a lot of people who have similar interests to you. And I think that's just something that's really important. And also what Chloe mentioned is having that big brother, big sister at camp. I know I met with a lot of different people who were very experienced last year. As someone that was new, I was unsure about what I was getting into, but I absolutely loved it. And so I think, having that community around you within the community of Bonnaroo is just fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also I think if you're coming late, I know for me, I'm coming a little later this year. Group camping would be a little closer than if you're coming in probably on Thursday or Friday. And so you're going to have that everyone in that same area, no matter what time you're getting there.
Yeah, that's going to be a big help for a couple of people that we have coming in because, like, I hadn't really realized this until this year. I don't know why I hadn't, but there's a lot of people that are coming from nearby in Nashville that come last minute, like Thursday evening or even Friday morning because they're trying to save their vacation days, and it's just a couple hours down the road, really just 1 hour for them. So that makes sense. Otherwise, they would be stuck in, God knows where, like way on the other side of Bushy Branch with like an hour to walk to the Arch. So that is a big plus for them if you're coming in last minute like that. We should probably let people know if they are thinking about it. Sharla and I just looked it up. The deadline to register for any group is on Friday the 19th. So if it's something you're thinking about, you got what, like week and a half, 2 weeks to register. And, while we would welcome you to ours, there's lots of good ones. Red Roo, we've been buddies with them for years. They really know what they're doing. How long has Red Roo been around, Sharla? Like 10 years or so?
I don't know, multiple years.
And I kind of want to shout out some of the funny names that are on the list. So there is Camp Boot the Snoot. There is Pickles Cage, Gold Bondaroo. What are some of the other ones? Camp Dunkaroo. What the heck? And of course, there's Squeak Squad. Some of our good friends are over there. But there's a lot of good ones. I see Flavor Town. Is who going to be there? Cosmic Crew. But yeah, this is going to be a big year. So I think the group area is going to be pretty full. They're going to have a lot of stuff for us there. So like last year, they had kind of like the big tent for events. There was some food options, nice showers, the bathroom right there. A great mist tent with our buddy Kevin. I heard from him that he might be back there this year. And they have told me that it's going to be even better. So like Chloe and JB, we're going to be hooked up. Everything that we need is going to be literally right next door. It's kind of like DIY VIP almost.
That's fantastic. Another reason why people should join the Roo Bus Groop camp as well.
I can't wait to put together like our giant group living room where we can all just hang out. Like when you wake up and you feel like a zombie, just wander up into there and have a drink and just like hang out with everybody before you start feeling like a human again.
It's going to be awesome. I really think this group is going to be fantastic. Everyone I've talked to on the Discord has been just nothing but superb. Like they've been absolutely amazing. And so I think this is going to be one of the best Bonnaroos. Not even just like the festival itself, but this community that we have.
Absolutely, man. Well, guys, thank you so much. I love that we could gossip a little bit about cheese. Chloe, do you got any other cheeses for us?
I think we hit the big ones. I assume cream cheese was mentioned. We were talking about how big of a deal that one is.
We did not discuss that.
I haven't mentioned cream cheese yet. No, I guess I need to give my top three cheeses.
You do.
I don't think I did that. But so mine would be pepper jack. I think I originally said Colby Jack. I'm changing that for Edam cheese and cream cheese. I think cream cheese is essential for so many different things, from cheesecake to different dips. Put on bagels. It's great.
Yeah. Now, wait a minute. That's what I needed to ask Chloe. She mentioned that. Chloe, where do you putting that cream cheese on? That's the big question.
Oh, I think the better question is, what are you putting the cream cheese in? Mm-hmm. It's an essential ingredient to many crock-pot dips. Yep. It's important in a cheesecake. It's an ingredient cheese, I'll say.
Absolutely. It's one of my favorite breakfast foods is sausage pinwheels, and so that's like a sausage, cream cheese, and like I'm forgetting words now. It's sausage, cream cheese, and it's like in a some sort of bread roll type thing. And
like crescent roll dough?
Crescent roll, yeah. Yes. My mind's today.
I remember you mentioning that, and I'm still surprised you're not from the Midwest. That's like big Midwest energy right there.
Well, my dad's from the Midwest, so I've grown up around Midwest stuff and Southern stuff. So it's, but I'm more Southern than anything, but there are some Midwest tendencies.
I didn't realize that was a Midwest thing. Why is that the case?
Well, you hear a lot about like crock pot dips and stuff like that, and it's all very like cream cheese, shredded cheese based. Mm-hmm. Well, really heart healthy is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, well, I was also going to say, that's kind of Southern as well, a little bit, just because, football, whenever you're going to football games, that's like huge tailgate food is dips and everything like that.
Great point.
Oh, guys, we're talking about these different foods. One thing that we didn't mention about the group area, there's going to be a Cracker Barrel truck coming to us every morning.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so excited.
I love that so much.
We are so spoiled.
I've never been to a Cracker Barrel.
What? Wait. What? How is that possible? You go to Bonnaroo every year?
For real, yeah.
Oh, well, we are going to fix that this year.
I usually have to leave like super early on Mondays, so I don't get to like hang out and like go grab brunch or something. So
we are solving that problem this year.
Cracker Barrel's so good. Like
it's going to be a big year.
Yeah, it's
the breakfast especially.
I heard someone say it. I'm trying to think. I don't want to say like millennial or Gen Z words that are just like really cringe. But someone said it's very grandma conservative coded, but it's also like grandma cooking everything so well, like you don't mind it. You're like, these biscuits, I could get past the racism. Really, overall, Cracker Barrel is actually really good.
Oh yeah, Chloe, we're gonna hook you up. You got to get the Uncle Herschel special at Cracker Barrel. Their breakfast is where it's at, and you could get it any time of the day too.
That's how you know it's a good place. Anytime breakfast, sign me up.
That's it.
I actually recommend, I think, the grandma sampler. I think because you get a little bit of everything on that as well.
All right, well, that's another group activity.
I did not anticipate hearing grandma sampler today, but here we are.
It's good.
Hey, that's how we roll in the South, Chloe. All right, guys, thank you so much. Hey, and thanks for the great tips for everybody. Again, the deadline is going to be the 19th of this month if you're thinking about joining any group. We think ours is going to be pretty cool, but there's a lot of good ones too. Maybe you know somebody in Red Roo. They're pretty big. They have over 100 people signed up. Trying to go to bed, I think that's a lot of the Roo Shoot and Parachute people. So that would be pretty fun as well. So there's probably a great one for you, but hey, it's Bonnaroo. You got friends all over the place. So again, that deadline is the 19th. And thanks again for the advice, guys. Always great to hang out with you.
Hey, well, thank you.
Hey, this was fun.
Hey, Charlotte.
Hey, Daniel.
Do you know that we almost committed a terrible sin again and almost forgot to put in the Patreon stuff? It's getting so close that, like...
I remembered.
We're not even, like, going through our own notes. We've got to get this in.
I remembered. Thank you.
Yeah, y'all, so... We got in our wristbands, like I mentioned earlier. We have quite a few to give out to everybody at our events on Tuesday and Wednesday, and that's thanks to our Patreons. We have some other stuff coming thanks to them. Namely, I understand there will be a mimosa bar. We have to go shopping about a week or two before Bonnaroo. Yeah, that's
I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that. I can't believe you, Charlotte.
No,
you said a thing you shouldn't have said, and I'm not even going to edit it. But anyways, can we please thank our Patreons? Okay. Let's go through these names.
Okay. We've got, look at that's not related to the people we know, but that's funny that's. Yeah. Okay. All right. Ryan, Rebecca, Chris, Skylar, Daniel, Shaunaru, Ernst, Jordan, Bill, Harris, Brian, Keith, Casey, Clorose, Andrew, Dave, Amanda, Aaron, Nick, Maddie, Sean, McFerg, Bruce, John, Kent, Michael, Randy, Madison, Scott, Greg, Eric and Ben, Kristen, Natalie, Beyond the Hypnotic.
Hey, that's Chase.
Evan, Jay, Chloe, and Sean.
Yeah, and that is at patreon.com/Roobus. We have a month left. If you want to pitch something in, 80% is going to go to the Bonnaroo Works Fund, and I think we're going to have something fun at the Where in the Woods party for them. So we will make our contribution probably here in about 3 or 4 weeks to that. And is there going to be a big fake check involved like last year?
Oh, there will definitely be
we
a
got to
big
do
fake
that.
check.
Yeah. So again, patreon.com/Roobus. 80% goes to the Bonnaroo Works Fund. The remaining 20% is funding those wristbands that we're giving out to everyone. And the mimosa bar for reasons. But anyways, again, patreon.com/Roo Bus.
Hey, if the bus is rocking,
please do come knocking. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. We're going to do a little something special for our Patreons. We'll have information for you soon on that. We'll have a little VIP meet and greet and have some goodies for you guys. But anyways, let's get back to the episode.
Okay. Okay, thank you to the amazing JB and Chloe.
Yeah, we have the best group because everybody has already been pitching in. This was originally the idea, Charlotte got inspired by what we saw at Burning Man, right? Mm-hmm. So having everybody take a small job and take some responsibility with this is amazing. We have, I don't want to say the best group, because they're all the best groups at Bonnaroo. Red Roo, Trying to Go to Bed, Pickle's Cage, all of these, you know.
Who is Duck Sauce? I still don't know who that is.
Reveal yourself, Duck Sauce. I need to know who that is. There's probably at least one person.
Going back and forth.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. Like, as of today, when we recorded this, Trying to Go to Bed passed Red Roo for the largest group.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I wouldn't have thought that was going to happen.
So Trying to Go to Bed, for anyone who doesn't know, I believe that's a lot of the parachute people.
It is. Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah, I think that you will see the chute draped over like a big dome-looking thing if you go walk by over there.
That's amazing.
And also, shout out to Red Roo. They announced their next beer with pontoon today.
Yes, I saw that. It looks incredible. The artwork is really good.
Yeah, so go check that out if you haven't, and go to the Beer Exchange on Friday to go sample that. I'm sure they usually have a keg or something, right?
I definitely don't remember that, but last year they were handing out like stickers of the beers.
Oh, okay. Well, in any case, go over there and visit them. I'm sure that beer will be floating around. Sharla, we have another call that I'm going to jump into. We had a winner in our ticket contest.
Ooh, yes, we did.
Yeah, so the competition was tight for a little bit, but it was Brandon that won those 2 general admission tickets to Bonnaroo. And I had a quick call with him the other day to let him know that he had got them. And we hung out for a minute to put it on the podcast. We're going to go to that.
Yay, awesome.
All right, everyone. I'm with our new friend Brandon that has won our Bonnaroo GA ticket giveaway. How's it going this evening, man?
I was going fantastic, especially knowing that I won those tickets. Had me stressed out for a little bit, I'm not going to lie.
I know. We had that poll for about a week or so. It was close for a little bit, but you kind of pulled away. It looks like you got a lot of friends that helped you out with that.
Yeah, I sort of asked all my friends that go to festivals if they could help me out, and it definitely worked. But like I said, it was up and down there for a second. So, I mean, there were a lot of people that were voting. I appreciate everybody who voted for me and listen to my story.
Yeah, absolutely. So for anyone who might have missed it, can you give us like a brief summary of your story? It was a wonderful one.
Yeah, basically, the story had asked what lifelong friendships you've made at Bonnaroo. And I've never actually attended Bonnaroo. I tried to go last year, went all the way up to the school that you were talking about to pick up the tickets at. And we waited in line and got my wristbands, and then they canceled it. So we actually went to a different location that had a lot of hype on Facebook and stuff, and we set up our tent there with the friends that visited from Arkansas, and basically had like a mini room out in the field where it wasn't like so muddy. And I really expected everybody to, be having a terrible time. Like I was sort of disappointed, but when I got there, everybody was just so happy to be there. They traveled like all over the United States to be there, and they were just like happy to camp out and stuff like that. So I met a lot of friends through that, and that's why I really wanted to go to Bonnaroo, was just to get the full experience. I'm sure it's 10 times better than what that was, and that was amazing.
Yeah, I loved your story for that reason. There was a lot of people in that same situation that had to make do and make their own Bonnaroo in their backyards or at campsites or whatever. When you mentioned your story about the people that you met up with, we actually had some mutual friends in common. It was so funny. There was like this network of mini Bonnaroos that happened that weekend. I know it's a week that not a lot of us want to revisit because we were bummed out that we couldn't go to the real one, but I feel like that was so great for the community that people could have those times together without being distracted by a big band or whatever. I'm glad that you did that. So you may not have technically been to a Bonnaroo already, but you kind of have been introduced to the family by going to one of those that week.
Right. I completely agree. I think that was a great way to differentiate how this festival is different from, like I mentioned in my story, I've been to Coachella twice and a couple of other music festivals, but like none of them have like had that type of energy where everybody is just so happy to be there and so giving. Like everybody was there to have a good time and make like the best friends. I feel like other festivals are sometimes like a clout chase kind of thing, and just being artists, and you don't make it as many friends as I feel like you do at Bonnaroo.
Yeah, we won't name names, but Coachella, you're gonna find it to be very different at Bonnaroo. I'm so excited for your first one to be a giant one like this that's going to be close to sold out, if not sold out. Your first Bonnaroo is always your best, so you're going to have to come by and visit us and tell us how things are going and come share a drink and a spicy pie with us. Brandon, I'm so happy it's going to you. I'm so happy it's going to a first-timer. I can't wait for you to have your real introduction to a real big Bonnaroo. You haven't seen nothing yet, brother. You're going to love this.
Yeah, I'm excited. And 100% will come visit y'all wherever the Roo Bus is, for sure.
All right. Well, you can find us at the Groop Plaza. I can't wait to meet you, my man.
Yeah, no problem. Can't wait to meet you either, dude.
Yay, thank you so much, Brandon. I'm so happy for you to experience your very first Bonnaroo.
Jeez, man, there is no Bonnaroo like your first.
Right?
Like, the lineup kind of doesn't matter because you're just so blown away by your first time with that experience, right?
Right. I'm actually glad he won just so he can experience his very first one. Like, that's just like, if I could go back and do my first one again, like, could you imagine? Like,
there's a lot of things I would have done differently.
Oh my gosh. Well, I wouldn't have missed Tom Petty, number one.
I know, that was our biggest Bonnaroo mistake ever. All right, speaking of first-timers and things that you would or wouldn't do, why don't we get to our Reddit questions for this week, right?
Yes, okay, I'm ready.
All right, so I skimmed through the question thread for this week, and we've got a couple of topics that we're going to hit on. Wristbands are coming in for most people this week, so there are usually some questions about that. We're going to say this first. Do not try to put your wristband on.
Oh, my goodness.
I know it's tempting, especially if it's your first time. You want to try it on. Don't do it. A lot of people tighten it, and it turns into this big thing. You can always tell that we're close to Bonnaroo when you see things on Reddit or Facebook with people saying, how do I loosen this, right? Some of you may not have gotten your wristbands yet. That's okay. You're going to get it. It's okay. Any advice on wristbands with the packages arriving, Sharla?
Yes. Your camping passes ship separately. That's been a big question. It is coming. It will come separately, and you should get a shipping notification via email about your camping pass.
Okay, so that is different this year, right? They used to come together.
So, yeah.
But now they come separately, right? Oh, one other thing. A lot of people who are getting multiple wristbands in one package are finding some of the swag missing. Like there's only one thing. I don't want to spoil it for those of you who are trying to go spoiler free. But there's only one thing, even if you have 2 or 3 wristbands, which should not have happened. I have it confirmed from Front Gate Tickets that was a screw up on their part. I spoke with my contact at Bonnaroo. They're trying to track that down and come up with a solution. I'm very unhappy that Front Gate is trying to tell people that they should go directly to the box office or will call location to pick up any material, because I do not think that it should be on a customer to go out of their way because of a mistake on their end. That's not cool. I'm unhappy about that.
Right. Getting out of the car line is incredibly difficult. If you've ever been to Bonnaroo and you've sat in the car line, going somewhere else to pick up I don't want to use the words a cheap swag item, but an item that's not really would be worth the time, the value of your time of doing that. It's not really. It wouldn't be worth it. I'm just going to say that.
Especially this year when it's going to be a sellout or close enough to it.
Right, exactly.
That is a big ask of Front Gate to get people out of line to go pick up something that they should have sent in the first place.
Right, exactly.
And, I love Bonnaroo, and 90% of the time I'm going to hype them up. But sometimes I have to call them out. This is a screw-up. And I don't think it's Bonnaroo's fault.
No, I think it's Front Gate, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say this. I try to be positive, but you don't want to be like, what do they call it when you're just positive all the time and it's like kind of a problem?
Toxic positivity,
yeah. So I'm trying not to be toxic positivity. So I'm going to say this. Front Gate sucks.
Yeah,
they
Front
are
Gate is
horrible.
Not that,
they do a good job with getting people in and out physically of Centeroo. Like those little scan things seem to do a good job.
Yeah.
But anything before Bonnaroo, they are historically awful at what they do. And I don't think it's Bonnaroo's fault because I think Live Nation kind of forces that on like their festivals. But they suck. They are awful at what they do. So here's what I would recommend to anyone to do if you are missing some of your swag. There is a contact form. Tweeted this on the Roo Bus account the other day. Hit them up, complain, and let them know that, hey, you need to make this right. But also, at the same time, remember, they're just customer service people. It's people doing their job. So be polite, but firm, and let them know, hey, you screwed up. I'd like for you to fix this without any additional hassle on my end. I think that's fair for them to do.
We just got one package, even though we ordered 2 tickets. And in my personal opinion, it's not that big of a deal to me.
No,
I saw what the item was, and I was like, okay, it's whatever. But also I'm like, this should have been corrected in the first place. Like I'm like I said previously, I'm not going to go out of my way to get the item because the value of time just wouldn't be worth it. But it's kind of like, you know. So it's whatever. It is what it is. I mean, I hate to use that phrase, but it is. Well, it is
unfair. We got a message from somebody on our Discord saying that they had like 3 or 4 wristbands in their package, and there was only one of the things.
Case,
they're like, "Well, are we supposed to fight over who gets this?
Right?
That's not right."
Yeah.
And so for them
in that case,
and for them to say like, "Oh, you have to get out of line and potentially add hours to your entry into Bonnaroo to get this thing that we should have done." It's messed up. But anyway, we're
ordering like 10 tickets or something. Yeah,
it's messed up.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're beating a dead horse. Let's go on to the next one. There were some questions. Again, I think we covered this already, but about the cashless system.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. So real briefly, when you get your wristbands in, I think there is a slip of paper or check Bonnaroo socials about what you do when you register. So there will be a code on the back of your wristband that you will need to register at some point anyways. And I think during that registration process, they have the option to add your card to your wristband. I think it's a pretty good idea. So again, when you register, you can check that if you want to. And it is pretty handy, actually.
Yes, and if you actually tie it to your Venmo account, you can get a $10 Bonnaroo credit.
Oh, it's $10?
Yes,
really?
They changed it this year. Oh. Yes, they upgraded it.
Oh, you previously thought it was $5. That's a good deal.
Well, it used to be. It used to be like $5 if you tied it to PayPal or something. But they've changed it this year. It's $10 if you link it to Venmo.
Okay. So. Well, that will definitely get you a slice of spicy pie then. That's a good deal. I may do that, actually. All right, next one. I saw there was a question or two about bringing water bottles into Centeroo. The answer that most people are looking for is if it is unsealed, you can bring it in. But you also need to bring like some kind of hydration pack or a giant water bottle, not like a plastic one with the big pack that you buy from Walmart or whatever, but like a reusable one. Bring one in. If you're new, there's a lot of giant fountains all over the place. They're filtered. Back in the day, in the olden day at Bonnaroo, they used to taste like sulfur. It was safe, but it tasted weird. That is no longer the case. They have fixed those up pretty nice.
Right.
So again, you can bring an unsealed bottle of water in. And I'll be honest, half the time they don't really check anyway. So yeah, just bring one and you're okay. Next up, there were some people asking who are kind of from out of the area, whether it be from far out of state or from Canada or wherever, about the best place to grocery shop on the way.
Yes.
Do you have any advice on that?
So it really depends on what type of food that you prefer to eat. Now, you can get all kinds of processed food for really, really cheap at your basic dollar stores, and you see those a lot in the South. So if you want processed, shelf-stable food, then go to a Dollar General, a Family Dollar, or even a Dollar Tree. When we actually went to Burning Man, we knew that we were just going to eat camp-style processed food. So we actually stopped at a Dollar Tree, and we literally just got canned things to eat while we were camping. So just basic shelf-stable food. But if you want something a little bit more healthier, your next level up from that is going to be a Walmart, and you're going to see those everywhere, especially in the South. And there's even a local Walmart in Manchester. Personally, I might avoid that one just because it is going to be super, super crowded once you get into town.
Oh, they're going to get slammed.
Yeah, exactly. And they're going to be sold out of a lot of things. But Walmart is going to be your next level up, and as well as there's a store called Aldi, ADLI.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's also an inexpensive grocery store. A lot of processed foods in there. But if you like more organic, more natural type foods, Trader Joe's, if you can find one, they're kind of hard to find.
Oh yeah, we have one here in Huntsville.
They have a lot of inexpensive organic style foods, so definitely look for a Trader Joe's if you like more organic type foods.
And for those of you that are coming from a long ways, I would definitely recommend doing your shopping about 2 hours out from Bonnaroo.
Yes.
Because like once you get close, when you get to like Nashville or Chattanooga, you're going to be coming across a lot of Walmarts or Publixes or whatever that a lot of other Roovians are hitting, and they're going to get slammed, especially because it's going to be a sellout or close to it this year.
Right, and they're going to be sold out of things that other Roovians want, especially things like water things like that. We found that out very, very quickly when we went to Burning Man.
Yeah.
You know, the closer that we got in, water was just gone. So definitely hit up your grocery stores and do your grocery shopping a couple hours out at least.
Mm-hmm. And if you get the chance, I wouldn't let this go by without recommending, like, shop local if you can. If there's like a mom and pop top store or a smaller local chain, go to that over Walmart. Like, Walmart is easiest and probably cheapest, but also they're an evil corporation. So if you can give your money to somebody else, please do. But sometimes it can be a convenient and necessary evil, I suppose. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So those were the big topics this week. Sharla, we had a crammed episode this week.
We did.
Yeah, so I think we have, 3-4 more episodes before Roo?
So next week's episode, I'm really, really excited for it. It's going to be our all-female episode. We did one last year. So this year we're going to have Skylar, Madison, and Chloe on.
Heck yeah, that's amazing. I totally forgot about that. When are you guys recording?
So we're recording next week, early next week.
All right, awesome. So that is next week's episode, the all-lady episode. Can't wait for that. I will go sequester myself in my room to play Zelda while you guys are doing that.
Okay.
You might hear me hollering in the back. I did that last time when you had the ladies on.
Okay.
I was just messing with you guys. Oh, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that next week. That's going to be great. Anything else this week, Sharla?
Do you have anything else this week, Daniel?
No, we have got it. I'm so excited. It is getting to that time. It's getting hot outside. We're in mid-May. We're almost there. I can't believe it. Sharla, I can't wait for the All Lady episode next week. I will see all of you the week after next. Anything else?
Do you have anything else?
No, that's got it. All right, y'all. We'll see you next week. Get out there and radiate positivity.
Bye.